meaningful conversations where keeping it real goes kingdom. We are your hosts,
Jasmine.
and I'm Terrell.
Join us on our journey of faith as we discuss its impact on our relationships with ourselves, individually, together, and others.
Welcome to the pod.
Welcome.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We at episode 3.
Hey, if y'all have been tuning in, thank you. We appreciate it so much.
We do. I don't know what we talking about. I'm just here. But episode 3, thank you for rocking with us.
Yes.
Hopefully you enjoyed 1 and 2. And then you like, subscribe, leave a comment, all of the above. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell that other friend that was sitting on your couch during the Super Bowl. Tell them to.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to the Chiefs.
Whoop, whoop. And let us know what you want us to talk about. Let's get you all involved in the conversation. What are some burning questions or some things that you just like, I don't think I want them to talk about this. Let's talk about this.
She gonna talk about it. I don't feel like talking.
We are going to talk
I don't even feel like talking.
Aren't we?
Ugh. I guess.
Yeah, so
why am I here?
So you're here today because we're talking about parenting, co-parenting, step parenting, all the things.
All the things?
All the things.
Or the things.
Or the things.
Okay. All right, well, what you want to talk about? You're the parent. I don't know what you're talking about me for. You the parent.
So are we going to bring it back? Like,
we starting with you. What about parenting you want to talk about? Single mom, how was that? You tell your story.
So, I got this new perspective since we're having a conversation, right?
Yes.
So I became a parent in the previous marriage, right?
Yeah.
And then we got a divorce. And so my cousin actually brought this up. And she was like, well, technically, because we was having a conversation. And she was like, technically, I'm not a single parent because the father's in the picture.
True.
And I was like, never thought about that. So, a single parent is a parent who is doing it on their own. There's one single individual.
Mm-hmm.
But one single one. So if you...
I'm the best Uno player out here, by the way. I just want you to know. All right, continue.
The best what?
I'm the best Uno player.
That House rules and all. Squirrel moment.
Well, we said Uno, and I just thought about me winning all the time. Uno out. So I just want to say I'm the best Uno player.
This is what I gotta do with.
Yeah, the best.
That was a squirrel moment for him.
That's fine. Uno out.
So, so single parents, one who's doing it on their own. So that's my question, maybe to the audience here. Are you technically a single parent if the other parent is involved? You're co-parenting. So that's technically not a single parent.
Maybe they call it single parent. It's because you're single. Maybe it's not because you're the only one that's taking care of the child.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because your relationship status is now single.
Yeah.
That's why you're a single parent.
And that's how I was looking at it
when
initially.
I come try to holler, I know that you're single. There's nobody else there. Parent. That's how. Maybe that's how it is. I don't know. I don't know nothing. But I'm just saying that could be a different perspective.
Yeah. But I think that's initially how I looked at it. Mm-hmm. But it was just interesting. Shout out to my cousin, by the way. I just thought that was interesting to look at it.
No, she got a point. Yeah, that's a great point. You're not doing it alone. Everybody's a single parent, especially single mom. She holding it down. the father's nowhere in the picture, XYZ, everybody know the story. Either you lived it or heard about it, one or the other. But the other side of it is it just could be you're a single parent because your relationship status when you do your taxes is single.
Correct. And like you said, like, hey, you single?
Hey,
You single?
questions that need answers.
Hey, big time. So what we talking about?
You being a single parent. Because you single in status, not in resources. Ooh, mic drop.
Okay. Single in status, not resources. Y'all heard that, right?
Yeah. If that
Y'all heard
shows
that?
up anywhere else, I need my credit.
Trademark.
Royalties. All of that. So what were some differences from parenting within the marriage and then outside of it? What were some transition challenges and what were some challenges in general?
That's a good question.
You're welcome.
You had 2 questions, actually.
Compound.
Yeah. So what were some challenges during the transition?
Well, from the parenting side, not your challenges, but how you was parenting.
I think I was just shut up. You're not helping.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh man.
It takes so long for your thoughts to get from one side to the other.
Yeah, because if I'm being honest, I think I just kind of like breezed my way through. I'm thinking about like what did I do?
Lord.
Because like I guess that was just the Lord carrying me. Because I'm like, okay, so yeah, we made that work.
All right, let me ask a simple question. You should be able to answer then. How was it waking up in the middle of the night when he needed something, before and after?
Well, he was a baby, before, and I had nursed him for like the first 9-10 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a shared responsibility at one point. So then having to now at 10 months, I think we were done pretty much at that point, because that's a whole nother story. We won't go into that yet. But so I was done nursing him at 10 months. And so just the transition, I would say, from, just making sure like, okay, I got to get up, make sure he eats, make sure he's clothed, make sure we get, so it was definitely different trying to navigate, like, okay, we got to get up at this time and I got to make sure we get ready at this time. And, so that was a challenge. But I'm the type of person that I embrace challenges, even though as hard as they are. And I know sometimes it'd be like, I don't want to do this, but I guess as a parent, you really don't think twice about it. You just kind of do it.
Oh, okay.
You just do it.
That's fair. That's fair. Shout out to Nike.
You just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it. I respect it. But cool. So I wasn't a parent. I was I tell you about I was a parent. I was raising me. Okay, I was raising me by myself. That's what I was doing.
So talk about this raising you. Like
I was just living my best life. You know what I'm saying? Don't sing it because they might tag us or something. Demonetize all of that because you over here singing. I have no responsibility of nobody shorter than me, younger than me, hungrier than me. None of that. I had none of those responsibilities. none of those responsibilities. Oh, I hit the mic. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I'm sorry to all of our listeners. I'm gonna do better. So coming in, to this environment was a very eye opening thing. One of the reason why I didn't want to date a single mama, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want the responsibilities.
So what made you? So what made you date a single mama that was like, no, a deal breaker? But you changed your mind. So what made you?
Why did I change my mind? Because I've matured over time, and it was a reality as well. Being our age, it is the reality that a lot of women have children. Mm-hmm. So you had that, and then I already went after what I wanted, and then I got what I wanted, and it didn't work out, obviously. So I had to make some adjustments. Mm-hmm. So I had to broaden out my requirements and the things that I wanted, my desires. So that's what I did. And so kids was one of them. So I was able to overlook that one thing and try to see what else is out there for me. And here come you and the young one we call Calvin. So no, it was all good, but it is an adjustment for sure. I'm asking you questions about, going from sharing responsibilities and not doing it to not having to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. I went from no responsibilities to like, boom.
The responsibility of wife, yes, and a kid.
All in one. Yeah. All in one fell swoop. Like, here you go, Terrell. So it's a learning curve for sure. I made my share of mistakes. But it's all good though. It is what I thought it would be and more. But it's interesting, and it's interesting to have a blended family because the father is still in his life. So kudos to all the fathers that are still in your child's life, regardless of the situation. Yeah. Yeah. So kudos to y'all. It's a different dynamic, but all it takes is communication. Communication is everything. But we make it work. I'm learning how to be a parent.
But I think that comes with though, like you gotta do the work to heal in order to get to the next phases of whatever life is. So like I don't think we could say we, cohesively co-parent. And there's still challenges with that also, like, with us being married and, his dad still being in there. But I think there's pros and cons to everything.
For sure.
But it definitely takes healing work to be able to, get along first and foremost.
Yeah, healing on y'all part. And maturity on mine.
Yeah.
So I gotta respect y'all healing process. The maturity of two men trying to raise another young man. Mm-hmm. That's a maturity because we'll have different philosophies, different principles that this young man will have to decide which one he wants to follow. Mm-hmm. So it's just a maturity level. But it can be done. I don't think adults cannot make it not make it happen.
Agreed. But that's something that I prayed for though. I literally prayed that, because a lot of us grew up in a single parent home.
For sure.
That I was like, I want, if it has to be this way, then I wanted him to be able to have options to be like, you know what? I see that and I see that. I want to go this way. Yeah. Or I see that. I think that's a good idea. I want to, so he has options versus just like, I would say for me, since we're talking about parenting, I am a child myself. I had to get here.
Yes, we are a child of
children of the Lord. But so like based on my own perspective, like what I saw growing up, I saw a lot of what I did not want to do. I was taught what to do, but there were not a lot of examples of how to move to get to what you want to do, you know? So I wanted that for him. I wanted him to have, you know, options. Not too many. I think sometimes less is more. Like, okay, like I have this path, and I can go,
right.
You know. So, I pray for that.
Yeah, I mean, I too, single parent household, and you know, I'm learning how to be a parent by obviously how I was raised, and then the people that were absent. So my father was completely absent, so therefore, I know what I don't want. So I know who I don't want to be. So my philosophy is that I be the change that I seek.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly doing something that may not mimic or imitate anybody else.
Yeah.
But I know that what I'm doing is something that I wanted to see or wanted to do. And that I saw nobody else do. So I seek. I seek to be the change that I want to see. So I was thinking when you was in there talking, did you have a type of man in mind that you wanted to talk to that would be a good fit for your son? Did you ever think about that? What type of man would you want? Do you feel comfortable bringing around your son?
Well, it definitely had to be somebody who was mature, somebody who was a good communicator. I personally did not have a full list. I've been down the list road. A lot of us have been down the list road. The list. You know what the list is.
Oh, that joint where y'all be taking like, he gotta have this. He gotta have that. He gotta have this. Oh, he don't have that. It's a deal breaker. Oh, he gotta have this. He gotta have that. Yeah. We all familiar with that list.
The list.
That no man can ever get all the check marks in. That list, yeah. Never get 100%. Y'all must have forgot, you know, and that A back in our day was,
so y'all didn't have
was a 90 up to 100. But for some reason,
a 93.
90.
I was 93.
Okay, 93. But still, y'all be writing this list like, oh, if he don't have all these, you got 99%. Oh, he ain't got this though.
That one is a deal breaker.
Come on, Ray. What kind of mess is that?
So y'all didn't have lists either. Y'all didn't have lists.
A physical one? Nah.
Not a real. Like,
y'all had lists. Don't even try to play yourself. Y'all know y'all had the checklist. Don't even try to play yourself.
I didn't have a paper list.
Yeah, it was. It's in your mind with check boxes.
But that's what I'm talking about. In your mind, there's a list.
That's physical for y'all.
Okay, so y'all didn't have a list?
Nah, not really. We don't really have a list like that. You know, we got a couple of things that we desire. And then, but we're not going to just completely dismiss you because you didn't have this one thing on the list.
We do be quick to do that, though.
Oh,
women be
have a whole list of things, and all of a sudden, girl, nah. Why you stop talking to him? Because he wasn't 6 foot. He was only 5'12". What? Yeah, that's what y'all be doing. Knowing too, I could put some boots on. I could be 6 foot.
But see, I stopped that. I did not do that. When I went through my healing process as I was raising him, I stopped the list. I just knew my prayer was that I just wanted who he had for me and who will be, you know, equipped to be a good stepfather to my child.
Yep.
And so, you know, that was my prayer. Like I was specific, but I wasn't, because we're supposed to be specific when we pray.
Yes.
But I did away with the list. Like I was like, no more lists. No more lists.
That's good.
Because God knows. He's so funny. He knows what we need. God knows what we need. And I know that a list is what I want. and what I want is not necessarily what I need.
True.
So what's the
Say
point?
Say it again for the people in the back, the ones that's listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but their volume was down just a little bit, and they need to turn it up right now so she can re-say that again. Go ahead and knock that out.
So a list is full of wants, but God knows what we need. So I was like, why make a list of wants when I can get what I need?
Okay. That's growth right there.
Do that list.
Go ahead, girl.
Ball it up.
You bricked that. I know that didn't make it to
No, I went off it.
Look at the four. Look for that. Say love and basketball. That wasn't going in.
Yes, I'm not a basketball player.
No, okay? That's why it wasn't.
I don't play basketball. I like tennis.
Whatever. But you got anything else you got any questions you want to ask of me about step parenting, being a stepdad or whatever it's called? One of those two things.
Yeah.
Co-parenting, step parenting. Yeah, that part. I got something.
Yeah. So what's been your, like? How would you describe your experience so far being a step parent?
Woo. A lot of did I do that when I was young? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Was I doing that? Let me think. So 2 things. One, I do now know that mothers don't have a third eye. I learned that because back in the day, man, every time you did something, it's like your mama had eyes in the back of her head, and she knew what you was doing.
Yeah. It's like, ow!
I now know that that's not true because I know what we did as kids.
He telling secrets.
We just did the same stuff that they did. That's it. So when the young man does something, and I catch him because I already saw. It's like I see it all play out because I did it too. We all did it, and he be looking at me like, "How did you know I was even about to think about doing it?" Because I thought it already. So I now know my mother does not have eyes in the back of her head. I told her to her face. I know the truth. It's either
she gonna be watching this too,
Mama, I know you watching. Either you don't have eyes in the back of your head. Jasmine, you don't have eyes in the back of your head. This is it.
We got eyes in the back of our head.
It's only because 1, we either did it when we was children, or 2, we tell it on ourselves because we have the most obvious tails.
Obvious.
And I did not know that. I did not know that our tails were so obvious.
Yes.
We be dry snitching on ourselves and we don't even know it as children.
Yep.
So that is one.
Things you learn as a parent.
And and it's just trying to balance what your parents did versus what fits today.
That's a big one.
And so I'm learning the balance because the only thing I know is how I was raised. So that's it. So I'm balancing that and then trying to adjust it for today's time because obviously things are different than it was for us back in the early 90s, late 80s. So technology for sure. So it's just those two. It's just that balance. I am glad that we're a millennial, so we know what it means to go outside and also know what it means to be on the computer. We know the difference. So having that balance, helps us out. I think we have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I learn something new every day. I'm learning something new every day, or I'm dropping something old that I thought I knew. So one of the two are happening. Sometimes it happens at the same time. I drop something old just to pick up something new.
You kind of have to unlearn to relearn. Type deal. We find ourselves as millennials doing that a lot, not just in parenting, but in other areas.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's just because our parents did what they could at that time.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who said this. I heard somebody say this, or it was brought to my attention, but it was like, you train up your children for where they're going. Like, you're supposed to raise them up for where they're going to be. So, like, wherever the world is going to be at that time, we need to make sure that they're prepared to deal with those times.
Right.
And not just right now.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was huge. I was like, yeah.
That was it.
Yep. That was eye opening.
Yeah, as we should. Because times is changing. We gotta adjust. We gotta adapt, adjust, elevate.
Say it again.
Adapt, adjust, elevate in everything that you do.
Period.
It was good until you did this. What was this? What was that? What was that? But nonetheless, want another great conversation.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this topic should continue. I feel like there's a lot more.
Well, if people interact, comment, send us emails on this topic or anything else that pertains to what we talk about here, we can continue this conversation in episode 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, like LeBron was talking about when he was trying to get some championships in Miami. You know, all of them. We can do it.
Yes, please share your topics. I mean, and we would love to invite you onto the show. Like, we could be a guest. We want you to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, it's more to it. Like, even though we're here, it's just us. But we definitely want to get you all involved in our conversation. So let us know. Like, we'll pull you on if you don't have to be pulled on if you're not comfortable. But if you want to, let's have a conversation. You know, send us some comments, emails, like he said.
Yes.
And we want y'all to be involved. This is an everybody platform. We're going to say y'all family.
Family.
Y'all family. So.
Family. La familia. La familia. Stop singing before we get tagged and stuff. We're gonna be taking this video down. See?
Help it. Okay.
Gosh, yeah, you two gonna be like, delete. Man.
I can't help it. But yeah, so I feel like there's a lot more to be said about parenting. We're probably gonna end up doing a part 2.
Hey, that's cool. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Well,
because I want to know about because I know it can go back further as far as parenting styles and how you were raised, how you grew up.
Right.
How you taught your kids, what impact has it had on them? What difference do you see? Like, especially for grandparents. I want to know about the grandparents because they always is a saying or something about like they got a second chance to do right what they got wrong.
They not taking a second chance on nothing. All they doing is what's the word? Spoiling the child to the utmost degree, to the degrees that we never saw as their child. Never.
That's why I said they get to do all the spoiling and give them sugar and send them back.
Yeah, nah.
That's
send my child back with sugar if you want to. He be back on your front door talking about grandma, grandpa, let me in. Yeah, straight up. You're gonna hear my tires squeaking as I drive off. Straight up.
Yeah, this is it's a big topic. I think it deserves more than one episode.
Fair enough. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, subscribe to our YouTube, to our Spotify, to our Apple Podcasts, all the great things. And we thank you for tuning in to Faithful Conversations. We're keeping it real.
Goes Kingdom.
What she said. See y'all later.
Peace.
Hey, guess what? Episode over. You happy?
What? We done?
Yes. Yes. Done talking.
It was fun.
Was it?
Yes.
Nah, I'm glad you thought so. However, if you thought it was fun, or if you thought it was exciting, or you enjoyed what you was listening to or watching, make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Also, follow us on Instagram, Faithful Conversations. And if you want to ask us any questions or you want to just talk to us directly, feel free to email us at, what's our email address again? I forgot.
DestinationDevone at gmail.com.
She know it.
And please make sure you review us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. We would appreciate your reviews so much, and sharing these messages if they resonate with you. We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to hear it. So we thank you. We thank you for your support. And stay tuned for the next one. Y'all don't want to miss it.
So, Faithful Conversations. We're keeping it real. Goes Kingdom.